Pharaoh's plan has begun. Taskmasters are in place. The burden is heavy. But something unexpected happens. Exodus says, the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied, and the more they spread. This is the central irony of the entire chapter. Oppression doesn't weaken Israel, it strengthens them. What Pharaoh hoped would crush the people instead reveals the power of the promise. This isn't natural resilience. This is covenant resilience. God isn't named in these verses, but his presence is unmistakable. The promise to Abraham is still driving the story. The seed is still multiplying. Pharaoh's shrewdness is already failing, and the failure only makes Egypt more afraid. The text says they were in dread of the people of Israel. Fear turns into hatred, and hatred turns into cruelty. So Egypt tightens its grip. Verse 13, the Egyptians ruthlessly made the people of Israel work as slaves. The language shifts here from burden to affliction to ruthlessness. Then verse 14 adds the emotional weight. They made their lives bitter with hard service in mortar and brick and in all kinds of work in the field. Brick and mortar is city building work. Field labor is agricultural servitude. This isn't simply taxation or conscription, it's the complete takeover of Israel's daily life. And this bitterness becomes a defining memory. Israel will later build it into the Passover meal itself through the bitter herbs, a reminder of what these days felt like. The verse then repeats it. In all their work, they ruthlessly made them work as slaves. The repetition isn't decoration, it's emphasis. Life has become bitter. Exactly the bitterness that will soon become the groaning God hears in Exodus 2. But even in the bitterness, the pattern is clear. Affliction, multiplication, increased affliction, greater multiplication. Pharaoh is fighting against promises written long before he was born. He is trying to control something he cannot control. The more he pushes against God's plan, the more the plan advances. This pattern runs through the whole story of redemption. Whenever the people of God are pressed, the promise expands. Persecution becomes the engine of growth. Darkness cannot choke out what God brings to life. The chapter is building towards something. Egypt is escalating. Pharaoh's fear is rising, and his next move will cross a line from burden to bitterness to blood.